Hello everyone, Johnny here. Today in this session, we will try to perform a to-do list using React. Today's use case is like when you type something, an item or a text in an input field, when you click on this add button, it should able to appear below the input field. Like if you add another item, if you click on this add button, again it should appear below to this. And when you click on the specific item, for example when I click on Mary, it should able to disappear. In the sense, it should able to get deleted. In this task, we will try to focus mostly on the logical part than in the presentation, like CSS part. So when I click on this any of the item like Tom, Tim or Mary, it should able to delete that particular item. So in our previous sessions we have discussed about how to handle a form. Next one is addition of two numbers using form. Now let us summarize like what is a main important concept which will be useful for doing this task. So let us summarize the points which we have discussed in the earlier session. In this, for example, as we have discussed, let us consider an input element here, that is input type equal to text. So when user types on the input field, it will be based upon the changed upon based on the user interaction. For example, when the user is trying to type his name, the values gets changed within the component. This can be done using state and set state. We call these components as controlled components. That is, the input field value will be set based upon this state and it will be updated based upon this change event, that is onChange attribute followed by the method, the function name which we are trying to call. Here it is change name handler. We will be trying to use this thing when the input element, that is when the event has been fired on it, like when a user is trying to type something, it will try to update based upon this target value. We use set state when the state gets updated. Again from the set state, it will try to pass to this value. It means it will try to render the method. In the sense, when the state has been get updated, the render method will get executed automatically. That means it will try to render this render method which we have written this. We can call this as a JSX element, which is we will try to enclose between this return statement. So React will access to the component state and it will be reflected. In the sense, it will try to update in this form element, that is it will be directly passed to this form value from the state to the value. Based upon the change event, based upon this change event, the event will be passed back to the state based upon the user interaction. So React will access these form elements using state object and it can be submitted, like when the user gets submitted, it will try to update this state value. Initially it is empty. Based upon the user interaction, it will try to change. So in this input elements, mostly the state property of the components is only updated using set state. The state value can be only updated using set state. So this is how we have concluded in the previous session also. Like let us do this. Let us try to perform a to-do list now using React. So before understanding this tutorial, you can just check the links below this description part. You will find two links. First one is handling the basic form. Next one is addition of two numbers using React, so that you can understand this concept, like what we are trying to implement. So let us go into the editor. Let us type in the editor now. So by default we have index.js, which we have done in the previous session. Like in this index.js we have used addition. Now let me take out a new file, Ctrl N, Ctrl S, and in this I am trying to write to-do list JS. So first thing, I should able to import the React from React. In this I'm trying to take a class component. First. So in order to create a class component, we write class followed by the class name extends React component. So it will try to inherit all the component properties here. In this to-do list, we will be taking, like in this to-do list class, as it is class component, we use a render method. In this render method, we have a return statement. So whenever you are trying to, whenever you are trying to take a multiple statement, you will use parenthesis. In this parenthesis, whatever we write, we call it as a JSX element, which is a combination of JavaScript and HTML. We can also call it as JavaScript extension. So I'm trying to enclose everything. If we have a multiple lines, we will enclose this in a div tag followed by parenthesis. So we have written a parenthesis followed by this div tag. In this I'm trying to take an input field. Input type equal to text. So I'm just trying to take an input type equal to text. So first one, I'm trying to create a small input field, and for this input field I should able to take some button also. So for this I'm trying to write button type equals to, or else let me write button add item. Let me enclose this in a simple way. Later on we can edit it. Yes, we got two things. But whenever you are trying to use a class component, we should always export it. Export default. What is the class name here? To-do list. So you can take any of the name, but the name should be able to match in this index.js. So if you can see this output in the browser, you can see the previous output, like the previous session what we have done. But in order to change this output, we should always include this one. So what is the class name here? The class name is, that is the component name is to-do list. What we have taken, yes, to-do list here, and let me write to-do list, yes. And we are trying to write the component name here, which will be trying to render between this ID, which is defined in index.html, that is the root container. So if we can see the output in the browser, yes, we got something like this. So we are just trying to focus on the logical part. We got an input element here, and we got an item. So we got two input fields and item. So in this, when the user performs something like if I want to read some value, if I want to update the states, like I want to perform some value, the state, and how we can do this thing, we can use something called, we should be able to define a constructor for it. We will define a constructor for this. We will try to define a constructor. This constructor, inside this constructor we will use super method, which will try to define the base class constructor, which will try to extend this properties. Like we will be adding a constructor, and it will pass to the base class constructor using the super keyword. So inside this class constructor, we will be trying to make sure that we will try to define a state object for this. So let me define a state object. In this state object, we will try to take two values. First one, term with an empty, next one, items. So if you can see this, we are trying to take a constructor which is passed to the base class constructor using a super keyword, that is a super method, we can also say. Inside this constructor we are trying to define a state. Here we have something called term and items, and the state is a result keyword here. Like the state object whatever we have created is a result keyword. We are trying to initialize this property and a value. First one is an empty string, and next one is an empty array. So we can see here items is an array of strings, like we are just trying to take an empty, whatever we are trying to type it will try to store in this items. Whatever we have typed in this, it will try to store in this items. Like when the array is updated, like when the array is trying to insert some elements or something, it will try to re-render the shows, like it will try to show the list of changes. So if we can see here, now if I want to call the state here, if I want to call the state, so what you will write, we will write value equals to this dot state dot term, this dot state dot term. Next one, we will try to use a placeholder just to provide some hint like what to enter a term, enter a word or something. So in this placeholder, so let me put this in the new line, yes. So we got in this way. So we should be able to use something called onChange event handler. OnChange. So this dot on change, I'm trying to write a handler here. Yes, you can see now the state value, that is empty, which will be passed here, and we are trying to define onChange handler. So for this, if we can see, we have written the parenthesis to the return statement. We are using multiple lines of JSX here to bind the state value in the render function. We are trying to use something which is similar to like props. So here we are trying to use a keyword called state here, that is this dot state dot term. Now let us define onChange handler. In the previous session we have done for the addition of two numbers. In the same way we will try to define onChange handler here. OnChange handler arrow function here. We are trying to define an arrow function here. In this we are trying to define the set state, the updated value which we need to do for the state, term, target dot value, e dot target dot value. Now if you can see this, we got something like this. So we have some error here, e dot target, line parsing, line number 16. If you can see here, e dot target dot value, we have some error in this. Oh sorry, yes, we got this. Like we can edit it, but when you click on this add item, it is not able to add below to it. So if you can see here, we have taken an input field followed by some value and onChange event handler. Now we have used set state here. We have used a set state. So set state, when the state gets updated, it will try to use a render method and it will call, and the new value will be updated. So we have a state property on the top which we have declared, and we have declared onChange handler. So we have been using here onChange handler equals to the value, that is the value which we are trying to pass using an arrow function, and we are trying to pass a parameter as e, and we are trying to set the state using e dot, that parameter value dot target dot value. So React will try to re-render every time when you update this set state. So we should not update the state directly. Always we will be using the set state. Now let us take a button that we have taken. For this, let me write some function code where when the user clicks on it, it should be able to perform some operation. So in this I am trying to write onClick event, onClick this dot on form handler, this dot on form handler, this dot on form handler. So let me define this on form handler now. So if we can write here, what we can write, on form handler, the same what we have written, the arrow function e. If we can see in this, we are trying to use first one e dot prevent default. So this is used to, instead of updating the values, like instead of refreshing it, so we will try to have the values. So we will use, in order to not have the button as a by default property, we will be using e dot prevent default. Next one, in this we are trying to change the state for it. So let me use this. So in this set state, for this first one we are trying to take an empty string for the empty. Next one, for these items, whatever it is trying to update, it will try to use a destructuring assignment. That means it will try to divide the list of values into individual variables or individual elements. In this we are trying to use this dot state dot term. If we can see here, in this onForm handler, we are trying to define using an arrow function after the constructor what we have defined. We can see this change state. We call the set state method here, which accepts an object, that is, it will try to have a new state of component. Here first statement e dot prevent default, we are just overriding the event default like behavior. For example, when the form has been submission has worked, like when we have submitted a form, so it will try to reload and it will try to clear everything. Instead of clearing everything or reloading, we are trying to use e dot prevent default, so we can block the default behavior for this page. And we are trying to use here a destructuring assignment, and we can call it as, like, it will try to make sure it will unpack all the values of this array. Whatever we have stored in this, whatever you have typed in this, it will try to unpack all the array values from the objects, and it will try to print it as a distinct values, like different values. So in this on change, we have trying to take, first thing, we were trying to define an input element, and we are trying to define the constructor with a state and a list of array elements. Next one, we are trying to define a button. When we click on this button, like, we are trying to define this onForm handler. Now, as we have done with this thing, so now let's see, like, whether it stores the list of values or not. Let me type something here. No, it is not trying to perform. It is not trying to update the list of values. So let me see what would be the count of this, like what would be the count of this value. So for example, if I have written here as, in this I have written state dot length, so what would be the default values in this? It is 0. It means the state dot length has been 0 now. State dot length has been 0. So it doesn't have any value as of now. It doesn't has any value. So I have written a length method here. In this, if you can see, we have defined on change handler, we have defined on submit button, like form handler for this, and the same thing we are trying to define a button followed by an add button. Now if you can see, whenever you are trying to write some method, like for example, in this lesson I have written like this. So when the user has been clicked, it should able to display the list of values. So we haven't written any snippet to show the list of values. So let me write state dot this dot state dot items. Like if I write this dot state dot term dot length, it is trying to show it as 0. If I am trying to write this dot state dot items, so what does it do? So let us see. Can you see? It is trying to add all the list items. So it is trying to add all the list items here. So can we put everything in the div so we can visualize? So I'm trying to place everything in the div here. I'm trying to enclose everything in the div. So if you can see here, when I'm trying to add, so it is trying to add each and every element. It is trying to add each and every array element here. So it is trying to display it, the list of items whatever we have done using this method. Now when the user clicks on the particular element, it should be able to delete. When the user clicks on a particular element, it should also delete it. So in order to delete this, we can just take a new file, like I'm just erasing this. In this, what I'm trying to do is that we will try to take a separate file where it will try to delete the list of items what we have done as of now. So let me enclose everything this in the form tag and form tag close. Yes, form tag and form tag close. Now let me take out a new file, list.js. list.js. So in this list.js, let me write, instead of writing this name snippet, I'm just trying to do this thing. So here we have lists, here we have list, here we have list. So now we should always delete this item. So instead of deleting this item, let me write some snippet for this. I'm trying to write render. Inside this render, we have a return statement. Followed by parenthesis, which includes the list of JSX elements in this. Now if we can see here, we have a div tag. So let me enclose everything in a some list item, that is unordered list. In this unordered list, let me write everything in the form of some props items dot map. So we have already discussed about this map in the previous sessions. We are trying to write index element. If you can see here, so we are trying to take this in this way. In this, I'm trying to take like a function. It will try to include all these values, like, sorry for this, yes. In this, we are trying to write the list of the values what we want to iterate. Based upon the key value, it will try to bind, that is index value on click equals to this dot props dot delete task dot bind. So instead of passing each and every value, we can use this bind also, this dot index. So we have defined some list of items here. If you can see, we have taken the list of elements here. Let me minimize this. Yes, it is done. Now if you can see, we have taken this item. In this, if you can see, we have taken the items here. For this, if I want to make sure everything should be able to place, like I want to enclose this also, this li item. So we will try to elaborate this. In this, I am trying to display the item value, and in this, we are trying to close li. Here. So if we can see here, we have done with this first one. Next one, we are trying to enclose this map here. We have enclosed map. Yes. So this is how we have done with a basic list. If we should always import this import, what we need to write, we just need to import this list. So we will try to add the complete list here, list from this one. We are trying to import this one. We are trying to add, but here we haven't written a code which deletes an item. We haven't written a snippet which deletes an item. We were trying to add an item. We were trying to display based upon the state, like this dot state dot the items, but prior displaying it we should always delete it. So in order to delete the snippet, we will try to write the delete method for this. We will try to write the delete method for this. So let me call the component here, the component delete task this dot on delete handler items equals to this dot state dot items. In the previous we were trying to print out all the values, so here based upon the element it will try to delete the particular element. If we can see here, it is done. Like for this delete task, we should able to define some method. We should able to define some method, that is, for this delete task we have defined it here, we have defined this here. But for this delete task we have written something called on delete handler. We should always define this. So in order to define this, we will try to write after the constructor that is above the submit method, or yes. So we will try to write on delete now. On delete handler based upon the index values, an arrow function. In this, if you can see, we were trying to use a slice. Like in the slice we will try to delete an item based upon the first one will be the element where we need to start, next one will be how many elements we should able to remove, as we have discussed this thing. We are trying to destructure, in the sense we are trying to unpack all the array values into individual elements, and in this we are trying to write delete task splice in the sense first parameter will be from where we need to start. In the sense, for example, user has clicked on third one, 3,1. It means it will start from the 3 and it will try to delete only one element. So it will be the third element which he wants to delete. Next one. In this we are trying to use this dot set state. In this set state we are trying to write items delete task. We are trying to take a delete task here. So we are trying to enclose this thing. So if we can see here, we were trying to in the previous example, like we were trying to display the items here itself. Now in this we are trying to take a list delete item where it will try to delete the individual values. If we can see here in the list.js, we have written some snippet. We have used an map function here. We have used a map function. That means it will try to find out the unique key attribute for every item. For every item it will try to map. You can just Google it also. Like we will try to map a key item for each to do. For example, for each index value it will try to pass it as a parameter. We will also create an ID. Like we will create an ID for this. Based upon this, it will try to remove that particular to do item from our state. With this arrow function we are trying to pass a bind here. If you can see here, bind, it means whenever you want to pass multiple arguments, like whenever you want to pass multiple arguments, automatically it will be passed or forwarded directly. So in this we have something called delete task. The same thing we were trying to define it here. If we can see in this above snippet, for example, if you can see in this above snippet, we were trying to use the component name and we were trying to pass in the form of an attribute, and we are trying to define some function here, and we are trying to call the items this dot state dot items. So this is the set of items what we have inserted. In order to delete this, we are trying to write an arrow function here. So in order to remove an item from the list, we should able to read the state value first, like the list of state items, and we are trying to destructure, in the sense we are trying to unpack all the values, that is we are trying to divide all the individual values. So it will try to remove the elements based upon the index. For example, when the user has clicked on the first element is the second element is the third element is the, when the user has clicked on the third element, it is 3 minus 1. It means it will start from third and it will try to remove 1, that is third element will be removed. If it is 2 comma 1 or 4 comma 1, it will try to remove only one element from this array, and whatever the elements which has been left, it will be stored in this items. So it will be this, it will be updated again here. Based upon this updation, again it will try to list out the list of items here. So it will try to re-render this render method again, as we have done in the addition of two numbers. It is similar to the same snippet, but it has a little bit of logic. What we have written, we have used a map function with followed by the index values. So let us check the code once. So we have some error here, in the sense, okay, in the sense we should always enclose this in the JSX element. So let me put this, we should always wrap all these elements, as we have done tutorial like 1 hour project session also. Again we have some issue here. If you can see in the list.js, we have some index value for error. If you can see, what is this, line number 11, we have missed some token here, we have missed some token in the line number 11. If you can see this, a list item we are trying to call based upon this index value, we are trying to retrieve it. So we have written this dot props dot items of map item dot index, item comma index, and arrow function, and the key for this based upon the on click, that is attribute, this dot props dot delete task, which is trying to bind this dot index, and we were trying to bind this thing. Oh, okay, let me write this thing, yes, and we are trying to write, yes, this is done, li item and UL tag, yes. List is not defined. So list is not defined in the sense where we have written list, somewhere, import list from the list, todo list is not defined. Oh, we have written the component name here. Let us go through this. Yes, now sorry for this. Yes, now let me add an item. Yes, we are trying to add an item, individual items here. So when I'm trying to click on this, it is trying to delete. So if I want to remove those dots, you can just use CSS for this. Like you can write import CSS for this. Like let me take out a new file, Control S. I'm trying to write non.css, like ul space li list hyphen style hyphen type none. So what happens, we can import this here. What is the file name we have written? None.css. So we need to refer the directory, the path. So if we can check this, yes, oh, it is not getting applied. None.css, Control S. Let me save all the files. Yes, it is done. So it is about to run. Wait. If we can see this logic, like if you are aware of this map method, bind state value on change, we can easily perform this operation. Like it is done successfully. Like joining, Yes, it is done. Tutorials, example. So when you click on this item, it is able to delete. So this is the basic task which we are trying to do, that is a to-do list. When the user clicks on an item, it will try to add. When the user clicks on that particular selection element, it will try to delete. So this is how we have done with this thing. So let us look into the presentation part and we can conclude. So today we were trying to do a to-do list where if the user trying to type an element, it will try to list in the below, and based upon the user click, it will try to delete it. So this is how the entire logic will be based upon this form elements, that is a form handling. We were trying to perform first one. We are trying to add a button and input element using to-do list.js, and we were trying to apply some background color. We can apply in our example we have taken none.css, and we were trying to give a reference to this root element by using the import component. We are trying to import the component here. Next one, we have taken a constructor and the super keyword, and we are trying to take an empty term and array of strings, that is items. Next one, we are trying to place on change and a value and a placeholder, and we were trying to use a bind state. In order to bind these values, we were trying to write this dot state dot term and this dot on change handler for the function, and we were trying to use the set state inside this change handler in order to update the value back to the state, and it will be passed to the value, and it will try to render every time when the value has been updated. And we were trying to use in this dot state dot term length. Initially it was 0, like we have been using on form submit handler. Based upon the user submission, it will try to update the value, and we should never use brackets for this because it will be executed automatically and nothing will happen for this function. And we were trying to take event.prevent default. In order to make sure the page will not reload, in order to have that prevent from the default behavior, we will try to use ev.prevent.default. In this, we are trying to take a term followed by a destructuring assignment, that is this dot state dot items and this dot state dot term. And we are trying to define the delete. Based upon the slice, it will try to delete it will try to choose the particular element, and 1 indicates how many elements we want to delete. Now this dot set state will try to have the items which were left after the deleting. Next, we were trying to define list.js. Using map, it will try to find out the index value. We were trying to use bind, where it will can pass further arguments. So next one, we are trying to include this same whatever we have defined the delete task in the render method below the submit button to list out the set of items, and based upon the event handler, it will try to delete a particular element. So this is how we have done with the to-do list. If you have any queries, you can just drop us a mail or comment below this video. Thank you.